Okay, so you're here because you really want to get into like the nitty-gritty of how to really change your fitness and health. And you've pointed us to this book,
Body for Life, yeah.
Body for Life, by Bill Phillips and Michael Dorso. So we dug in.
Yeah, we took a look.
Yeah.
What really jumps out at you about Body for Life is this kind of big promise, right? Like significant mental and physical change
Oh, yeah.
in just 12 weeks on a structured program that asks for less than 5% of your day.
That's a huge claim.
Yeah, it's a big one. So it kind of begs the question, is this kind of efficiency really possible to get meaningful results?
Yeah. I mean, it does sound like a big claim, but what I thought was really interesting was they talk about how all these different kinds of people have benefited,
Right.
From elite athletes who want to improve their performance to just everyday people who, I don't know, maybe want to feel better.
Just want to feel better, yeah.
So that kind of suggests that there's some fundamental principles at play here that are worth digging into.
Totally.
Mm.
So that's what we're going to do today. We want to take like the essential knowledge from Body for Life and go beyond just like a summary, really help you understand like the core philosophy of the book and like most importantly, the actionable strategies it offers
Yeah.
to achieve real lasting improvements in your well-being.
Okay, so the first thing I noticed when I started reading the book is that they start with this idea that you have to change your mindset first
Inside out.
before you can do anything. And they really ask you, like, have you really made that decision to change? Like, for real?
Yeah.
And they say you have to identify, like, the specific reasons you want to change.
Right.
It's not just about the number on the scale, it's about something deeper.
Totally. And this is where Body for Life brings in this powerful concept. It's called future vision. The idea that having a really clear picture of where you want to be, that's a non-negotiable first step to driving any real change.
Yeah.
We talk about historical vision, like where you've been,
Right.
present vision,
Right.
where you are now, but the real magic lies in focusing on that future vision.
Okay, so historical vision, that's like context. Present vision is your baseline. Future vision is the thing that pulls you forward.
Exactly. It's that vivid image of your future self.
Oh, wow.
Like the specific goals you're aiming for. That's what keeps you motivated.
Yeah.
And the book even encourages you to get specific. Like identify at least 5 things you want to achieve
Oh.
within the next 12 weeks,
Oh, interesting.
which directly aligns with the program's time frame.
I like that.
Yeah. What kind of things come to mind when you think about that for you?
It's really about not just having like this vague wish, but like actually thinking about the outcomes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Body for Life, it doesn't just stop there. It gives you like some practical ways to solidify that future vision.
Absolutely. They recommend actively engaging with it.
Yeah.
So create a list of your goals,
Oh.
recite them regularly
Yeah.
just to keep them top of mind, and spend time visualizing yourself
Okay.
having already achieved them.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
This is all about making that future reality feel more attainable and kind of reinforcing that commitment you've made.
They even suggest like a pretty direct method.
Oh,
Taking a before photo.
the before photo.
Because that's like,
Yeah.
it's a stark reminder of where you started.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And a powerful visual to compare to
Mm-hmm.
as you progress towards that after picture that you have in your mind.
Right. It's about taking the abstract and making it concrete,
Yeah.
turning that future self into a tangible goal.
Love it.
Now, once you've laid that strong mental foundation,
Yeah.
Body for Life dives into this often really confusing world of fitness information.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this dedicated effort to clear away the noise of common myths, which is super valuable for anyone
Oh,
who's
my God, yes.
been bombarded with conflicting advice.
Especially today.
Oh, especially today, right? Like you can't scroll through social media
Totally.
or read a health article without getting some like contradictory piece of advice.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
So what are some of those myths that Body for Life tries to debunk for us?
Oh, there are so many good ones in here. One of the first big ones they tackle is this long-held belief that aerobic exercise is like the ultimate key to shaping up,
Yeah.
implying that weight training is secondary.
Right.
Their stance is really firm here. You must incorporate weight training.
Yeah.
They argue it's fundamental for building lean muscle mass,
Yeah.
which has significant metabolic benefits
Okay.
for overall health and body composition.
I like that. It's not just about aesthetics.
No, not at all. It's about how your body works.
Yeah. What's another one?
Another really common one is this idea that if you exercise, you don't need to worry too much about what you eat.
Oh, I've heard that.
Body for Life flips this completely on its head,
Okay.
saying if you exercise, nutrition becomes even more critical.
Oh, wow.
They point to this concerning trend of, like, increasing obesity, despite more people exercising.
Oh, interesting. Suggesting that poor dietary habits are this major, often overlooked factor. It's all about that synergy between movement and fuel.
Yeah. You can't outrun a bad diet.
You really can.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
This one I know will resonate with a lot of people. What about that myth that lifting weights will make women bulky?
Oh, yeah. I've heard that so many times.
Oh, it's a persistent one.
Yeah.
But Body for Life is very clear.
Okay.
Resistance training is a powerful tool for women to achieve, like lean, toned physiques.
Yeah.
They emphasize that muscle tissue is denser than fat, meaning it takes up less space.
Okay.
And they even point to the increasing number of women who are using free weights
Yeah.
to achieve their fitness goals without getting bulky.
Yeah.
You know, hormonal differences between men and women also play a big role here.
Okay, so that's reassuring for a lot of women, I think. What other myths do they tackle in the book?
They challenge this notion that weight training is only for, like, young athletes.
Right?
Their point is that resistance exercise is crucial for people of all ages. To counteract this natural age-related loss of muscle mass and strength, it's called sarcopenia,
Yeah.
which can really impact your quality of life as you age.
Yeah.
They even reference a study from Tufts University showing significant improvements in strength and flexibility in older adults.
Wow. So if you're listening and you're thinking like, oh, it's too late for me.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Never too late.
Not at all. Okay, so this one I think is really interesting. This idea that muscles grow while you're working out.
Oh, yeah.
But the book says that's not true.
Not entirely, no. Body for Life explains that muscle growth happens mostly during periods of rest and recovery.
Oh, okay.
So the stress of weight training causes these tiny tears in the muscle fibers.
Okay.
And then during that repair process,
Yeah.
your body rebuilds those fibers stronger and larger.
Okay.
That's when the actual muscle growth occurs. So adequate rest is so vital to an effective training program.
So the workout is just the stimulus.
Exactly. The growth happens when you're recovering.
I like that. Okay, so is there like a magic number of sets and reps?
You know, there's a lot of talk about that out there.
Yeah.
Body for Life argues against the idea of a one-size-fits-all number of sets and reps.
Okay.
They believe that achieving high-intensity effort during your workouts is what really drives progress. It's about pushing yourself
Okay.
beyond your comfort zone
Okay.
to really challenge those muscles and stimulate growth.
So it's not just about checking off those sets and reps.
No, it's about the effort you're putting into each one.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about food.
Yeah, let's talk about fuel.
So I know that there's still this huge emphasis on cutting calories drastically to lose fat.
Yeah, Body for Life takes this one head on with the myth. To lose fat and improve your body, don't eat.
Yeah.
Their counter, you have to eat adequately.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Right. They explain that severe calorie restriction can backfire.
Okay.
It can slow down your metabolism as your body tries to conserve energy, and can even lead to muscle loss,
Okay.
which ultimately hinders long-term fat loss.
So you got to fuel your body to lose fat.
You've got to fuel it
Okay,
properly.
so that makes sense. Okay, so now meal timing. 3 meals a day. Is that the right way to go?
It's classic, right?
Yeah.
Body for Life challenges this idea of sticking to 3 square meals a day.
Okay.
Their recommendation,
Yeah.
eat 6 smaller, nutritious meals.
6 meals.
6 meals
Okay.
spread throughout the day.
Okay.
This helps keep your blood sugar levels stable,
Yeah.
which can really help with cravings and energy crashes.
Yeah.
It also contributes to a more consistent metabolism.
Okay, so 6 meals a day. That's different.
It's a shift for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what about that belief that overeating is just a lack of willpower?
Oh, yeah.
It's easy to blame ourselves.
Right.
Body for Life suggests that overeating is not just a willpower issue.
Okay.
It's more complex than that.
Yeah.
They explain that overeating can be a natural response,
Okay.
rooted in our evolutionary past,
Mm.
when food was scarce.
Right.
Our body's natural hunger and satiety signals get all out of whack
Yeah, it's all messed up.
in this modern environment of readily available calorie-dense food.
Interesting. So we're kind of set up to fail in a way.
In a way, yeah.
All right. How about those high-carb, low-fat diets?
Oh, yeah. They address this myth, too,
Yeah.
that high-carb, low-fat diets are the most effective.
Right, right.
They argue that the overabundance of refined carbs
Okay.
in the modern diet is actually contributing to weight gain.
Okay.
A lot of people are experiencing a carb overdose.
A carb overdose?
They point to the benefits of a diet with enough protein,
Oh, okay.
which keeps you feeling full and helps maintain muscle.
Yeah,
It's a shift from some of the old advice.
that is a big shift.
Yeah.
Okay, calorie counting. You got to do it, right?
Everyone thinks so.
Yeah.
They debunk this myth that you have to painstakingly count every single calorie.
Okay.
Instead, they advocate for focusing on portions.
Oh,
Portions,
Okay.
not calories. They introduce this really practical method.
oh, what is it?
You use your hand or your fist
Oh, interesting.
as a guide for determining portion sizes for different foods.
Okay, so like a visual guide.
Exactly. It's
Okay.
visual, it's easy, it's much more manageable
It seems so much easier than like,
than tracking every single calorie.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, supplements. If you're eating a healthy diet, do you need them?
Well, there's this myth that if you eat a balanced diet, supplements are unnecessary.
Right, okay.
But Body for Life argues that due to things like soil depletion, which affects nutrient levels in food,
All right.
and the difficulty of consistently getting all the necessary nutrients from food alone,
Yeah.
many people can benefit from supplements.
Okay, so they kind of fill the gaps.
They can help fill those gaps, yeah.
Okay, so supplements? Maybe, maybe not. It depends.
Right. Exactly. It depends.
Okay, and then staying hydrated,
Yeah.
water.
Super important.
Yeah, but how much?
They tackle that myth
Hmm.
that you only need to drink water when you're thirsty.
Oh, yeah.
They say your body needs more than your thirst mechanism tells you.
Okay.
It's essential for so many things.
Yeah.
Energy production, nutrient transport, temperature regulation.
So many things. So drink up.
Drink up. Only till you're parched.
Okay, last one. You have to eat perfectly all the time, right?
Oh, the pressure is real.
Yeah.
But they offer such a realistic and encouraging perspective on this.
Okay.
So the myth is you have to eat perfectly all the time without any slip-ups.
Yeah.
The fact there's no such thing as perfect eating,
Okay, I like that.
they emphasize consistency
Yeah.
and getting back on track after those occasional indulgences.
Okay, so you don't have to be perfect.
No.
Yeah.
It's about progress.
Yeah.
Not some unattainable ideal.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was like mindset.
Yeah.
Dispelling the myths.
Laying the grounds
But
there.
now they get into like the actual 12-week program.
The nitty-gritty.
Yes. And the exercise component they call training for life experience. So what are the basic principles?
All right. So the program lays out these very specific guidelines for frequency.
Yeah.
They recommend intense weight training,
Okay.
but no more than 46 minutes.
46 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
3 times per week.
Okay.
And these workouts are split. One day you're focusing on upper body muscles.
Oh, okay.
The next day you're doing lower body.
I see.
And then on the days you're not weight training,
Yeah.
you do 20 minutes of aerobic exercise.
Oh, okay.
First thing in the morning
Okay.
on an empty stomach, also 3 times a week.
3 times a week?
And importantly,
Yeah.
they really emphasize taking 1 full day off per week.
So 4 days a week you're working out.
Exactly.
3 days of weights.
Yep.
3 days of cardio. 1 day off.
Exactly. Recovery is key.
Okay. I like that. You know, I think a lot of people think you have to work out way more than that.
Yeah. But they're really prioritizing intensity and recovery
Yeah.
in a smart way.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
It is.
Okay, so the workouts themselves.
Okay, so for each major muscle group you work during a session,
Yeah.
they recommend doing 2 specific exercises.
2 exercises, okay.
And for each exercise, you do 5 sets.
5 sets, okay.
And they use a really particular progression of reps and weight.
Okay, tell me more.
So you start with 12 reps
Okay,
at a certain weight.
right.
Then you increase the weight.
Yeah,
Do 10 reps.
okay,
Increase the weight again.
okay,
Do 8 reps.
okay,
Then you lower the weight back down to what you started with
okay,
and immediately do another set of 12.
okay.
And then one final set of 12 at that same reduced weight.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a systematic way to challenge those muscles through different loads.
Yeah, and volume.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. What about tempo?
Tempo, they're big on control.
Okay,
So a 2-second count when you're lifting the weight,
okay.
1-second count when you're lowering it,
Uh-huh.
and a brief pause at the top and bottom of the movement.
So it's slow and controlled.
Yeah. This helps maximize muscle engagement,
Yeah?
minimize using momentum,
Yeah.
and reduce the risk of getting hurt.
Okay. So how much rest do you get?
They keep those rest intervals fairly short,
Okay.
no more than 2 minutes between sets
Okay.
and between different exercises.
Okay.
This keeps the intensity high
Yeah.
throughout the workout,
Right.
and make sure you stay within that 46-minute window.
Okay. Now, we talked about intensity earlier. So how do you, like, know if you're working hard enough?
Well, they use something called the intensity index.
Okay.
It's this 1 to 10 scale,
Okay.
where 1 is like you're barely trying,
Yeah.
and 10 is like max effort.
Okay.
I want you to really increase your effort as you go through those sets, especially on those lower rep, heavier sets.
Okay.
You want to get to a point where you feel like you could only do 1 or 2 more reps with good form. That focused effort is what drives those changes.
So it's really about paying attention to how hard you're working.
Be present. Be mindful. Push yourself.
Got it.
Yeah.
So what about planning workouts and tracking progress? Is that important?
They're super big on both planning and tracking.
Okay.
So they want you to plan your exercises,
Okay.
weights,
Yeah.
reps,
Okay.
all of it in advance.
Before you even go to the gym?
Exactly. They provide these daily progress reports.
Oh, okay.
So you can record exactly what you did,
Okay.
like the weight, the reps, how intense it felt. This helps you see your progress over time and identify areas where you could improve.
Okay. So it keeps you accountable.
Super accountable.
Okay. I like that.
Wow.
Okay. So now let's talk about the 20-minute aerobic solution.
The cardio piece.
Yeah. Is there anything special about the way they do cardio?
It's all about efficiency.
Okay.
They use this thing called the high point technique.
Okay.
So instead of keeping a steady pace for 20 minutes,
Yeah.
you vary your intensity.
Oh, okay.
The book actually has a graph showing this.
Okay.
It's like these bursts of higher intensity, interspersed with periods of lower intensity.
So it's interval training, basically.
Exactly. But done in 20 minutes.
Okay.
They argue that these high-intensity intervals are much better at burning fat
Okay.
than longer, steady-state cardio.
Okay. That's interesting.
And
Yeah.
they really recommend doing these workouts in a fasted state.
Fasted state. So first thing in the morning before you eat anything.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
all about maximizing fat burning.
Right. Because your body's going to burn fat for fuel since it doesn't have any food.
That's the theory.
Okay. And they track these workouts, too, in the daily reports.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They give you examples of how to plan your 20 minutes.
Okay.
Like if you're using a stationary bike,
Yeah.
they'll say, okay, for this minute, go at this intensity.
Okay.
This minute, bump it up.
Yeah.
And then you record what you actually did.
Oh.
And the intensity. This helps you see if you're sticking to the plan
Right.
and challenging yourself. They even include like little notes in the examples,
Oh, really?
like encouraging you to push harder next
Oh,
time.
wow. So they're really big on like...
Continuous improvement
Yes.
across the board.
Okay, cool. So that's the exercise. Let's talk about food, what they call the eating for life method.
Yeah, let's dive into nutrition.
Okay, so what are the main principles here?
All right, so just like their training philosophy, the Eating for Life method is all about quality and consistency.
Okay.
First principle, frequency.
Okay.
6 small meals per day.
6 meals, again.
Yep, every 2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
It keeps your blood sugar stable
Yeah.
and supports a consistent metabolism.
Okay. So we know we're eating 6 meals a day. What should they consist of?
So each meal should have a serving of protein,
Okay.
a serving of carbs,
Okay.
and they recommend adding vegetables
Okay.
to at least 2 of your meals a day. So you're getting those vitamins and minerals.
And fiber.
Yes, fiber too.
Okay. So how much is a portion?
Okay, they give you this super practical guideline.
Okay.
A serving of protein or carbs should be about the size of your palm
My palm.
or your clenched fist.
Okay, so like visual cues.
Easy to remember. You don't need to weigh
That
everything.
makes it a lot easier.
Way easier.
Okay. What about fats?
Healthy fats are important.
Okay.
They recommend 1 tablespoon of unsaturated oil per day
Okay.
or 3 servings of salmon per week.
Oh, okay. So like fatty fish.
Exactly.
Okay. What about water?
Super crucial. They say drink at least 10 cups a day.
Okay. 10 cups.
Yeah, stay hydrated.
Okay. Now, we talked about those performance nutrition shakes before.
Myoplex, yeah.
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 Where do those fit in?
So they're not like a requirement,
Okay.
but they can be a really convenient way to hit your protein and nutrient goals, especially on busy days
Okay.
when it's hard to prep 6 whole food meals.
Mhm.
So it's like a little shortcut.
A little performance nutrition advantage.
Exactly.
Okay, so just like with the workouts, they're big on planning, right?
Oh, yeah. Planning is huge.
Okay.
They want you to plan your meals ahead of time
Okay.
and keep track of everything you eat
Okay.
using their Eating for Life daily progress reports.
So no winging it.
No winging it.
You got to plan it out.
Plan your meals, plan your grocery list.
That's a lot of planning.
Yeah.
But there is that free day,
Oh,
right?
yeah, don't forget the free day.
Where you can eat whatever you want.
Anything goes.
Once a week.
Once a week.
Okay.
It's all about balance.
Yeah.
You got to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Makes the program more sustainable.
It definitely takes the pressure off.
Absolutely.
Okay. So they give you, like, lists of foods you can eat, right?
Oh, yeah. The authorized foods.
Yeah. What are some examples?
Okay. For protein, they recommend things like chicken breast,
Okay.
turkey breast,
Yeah.
lean ground turkey,
Hmm.
fish like salmon and tuna, lean cuts of beef, egg whites, low-fat cottage cheese.
So all the lean protein.
Lean protein.
Yeah. Okay. What about carbs?
For carbs, they recommend baked potatoes,
Okay.
sweet potatoes,
Yeah.
oatmeal, brown rice,
Okay.
beans, whole wheat bread,
In moderation.
and then moderation.
Yeah. Okay. And then veggies.
Oh, lots of veggies. Broccoli, asparagus, lettuce, carrots,
Okay.
cauliflower, spinach.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
And we saw those examples in the book of like daily meal plans, right?
Oh, yeah, like 6 Monday meals.
6 Tuesday meals.
They give you real concrete meal ideas
Yeah.
to show you how to put those principles into practice.
Yeah, I thought those were really helpful.
Yeah, really practical.
Okay. Now, even with the best plan, sticking to it for 12 weeks can be tough.
Oh, yeah, life happens.
Right. So Body for Life has a whole section on staying motivated
Yeah.
and overcoming challenges.
Yeah.
What are some of those strategies?
Okay, so one of them is to transform adversity into energy.
Okay. So like using setbacks as motivation.
Exactly. They say, look, setbacks are going to happen.
Right.
It's how you respond that matters.
Yeah.
Don't let them derail you.
Okay. So like turn it into a positive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another strategy, honoring self-promises.
Okay. What does that mean?
It means building trust with yourself
Okay.
by committing to your goals and following through.
Okay.
Every time you do that, it builds your self-esteem
Yeah.
and makes you more likely to stick to your plan.
So like following through on those promises to yourself makes you stronger.
Absolutely.
Okay. What else?
They also talk about harnessing positive pressure.
Positive pressure.
Yeah, so like using deadlines
Okay.
or having an accountability partner.
Oh, like someone to check in with.
Exactly. Or even friendly competition.
Okay.
That little bit of external pressure can keep you motivated.
Yeah, it can really help. What about when you don't see results right away?
Oh, that can be so discouraging.
Right?
They say, focus on progress, not perfection. Consistency and gradual improvement are way more important than trying to be perfect.
Right.
They recommend using those daily progress reports
Yeah.
and taking photos
Yeah.
to track your progress.
Okay.
So you could see those changes,
Even if they're small.
even if they're small, and celebrate those small victories.
Yeah.
Host speaker.